It's Ash from SuperVideos back for another live stream Q&A video. This is going to be Q&A number 101. If you were here last Q&A, we had the special event 100 Q&A live stream, which was pretty fun. But for those of you that are here now, we basically have a weekly Q&A where we're more or less looking at the finale of season 4 of Fear the Walking Dead and the premiere of season 9 of The Walking Dead. And sorry I'm a bit kind of late. I was just setting up the camera and it kind of messed up, so I had to restart the camera. But I am back, so yep. So as always, you guys can ask questions and we'll go from there. I see only one person is watching now, so maybe more people will join us as we continue this stream here. And let me know if the audio and everything is good from your end, because I have no idea, because I can't see anything, or I can't hear what you guys hear. Maybe I'll give it a few more minutes for people to show up here. So I'll be back in a few. All right, I am back. Still, it seems like no one's really here yet. I don't know who's watching. They're not asking anything, so I'm assuming they're just watching, but maybe I'll give it a few more minutes. We'll see how many people show up, and depending on whether people will show up or not, we'll kind of decide how long or even if we'll have this stream here. Seems like someone else just joined. So that's good. Let's see if there's gonna be any questions here. For those of you watching, before people show up here, I am going to upload a video later tonight or tomorrow for a, I don't want to call it a teaser, but a sort of promo teaser that was released for season 9 or I found online. Now, this one, it's pretty much the same what we've got already, but there's a few new scenes that are there and some new dialogue in there that is interesting, but I will be discussing that, so stay tuned for that. Epic Zombie Killer Q&A. Hey Ash, how long do you see them keeping Daryl's new dog around for? Yeah, I heard that Daryl is going to have a new dog. How long are they going to keep the dog? That just depends. What do they need the dog to do? Or in terms of the story, what do they want the dog to do for Daryl's storyline? If it's going to have a short impact on Daryl's storyline, then I don't think they're going to keep it for longer than they need to. But if it's going to be if the dog is going to be a long-term companion for Daryl, especially after a potential big loss for Daryl, like Rick, then, you know, they might keep the dog around for a longer time, and they might actually spend time building some sort of, I don't want to call it relationship, but some kind of bond between the dog and Daryl. Now, I know I'm talking about a dog, but you guys know what I'm saying probably, right? So it's just about what they want to tell, what story they want to tell, and how they want Daryl's story to move forward. And how can they use this dog to do that? I hope that answered your question, though. I'm just going to write on the Facebook page here for the channel that we are live so people can see it. Just in case people don't know that we go live every Friday night. The other thing that I do want to mention, I don't know how many of you noticed or know, but we are starting to do the live discussion videos as well. So not necessarily Q&A live streams, but live discussions. I did 2 this week. One was for The Walking Dead. One was for Fear the Walking Dead. So I'm going to continue doing stuff like that as well. So if you like the Facebook page, you'll actually get reminders for when we're going to go live. So that way you'll actually join us when we are live. Epic Zombie Killer Q&A hash. How many seasons do you think are left in The Walking Dead? There are many more seasons left. The big question is how many good seasons are left. And I think, depending how season 9 goes, I think we're going to get 2 more solid seasons. At least if we're looking at how much comic storylines are there for them to use. But other than that, it just depends. It's going to keep going, but the quality may change. You know what I mean? So it's not like, let's say 10 seasons. Let's say I say we're going to have 10 seasons. It doesn't mean that we're going to have 10 solid seasons. You know what I mean? Animated Alex, sup bro? What's up? How are you doing? Seems like people are actually joining now, so that's good. Maybe we'll get more questions here. I'm just going to zoom this in a little bit. Not that much. There we go. What do you guys think about the finale of season 4 of Fear the Walking Dead? What do you think we're going to see? What are some of your predictions about the storyline in the finale? Because honestly, I don't know what they're going to do. Aside from killing the main villain, I don't even want to call her a villain, but killing that dirty girl, and then I guess bringing everyone together and moving to Virginia. That's the storyline I see, if they want to move to Virginia. But that's the story I see for the finale. I don't see them doing anything else. I mean, there isn't really that many layers to the story in Fear the Walking Dead at this point, right? There's really nothing there. What can they do other than what I just said? So maybe a bit predictable, maybe boring a little bit. I don't know. I don't want to say too much, but let's hope for the best for the finale. But from what we're getting in the second half of season 4, and specifically for the finale, I don't see what they can do to really blow our minds. There's really nothing I can think about that they can do to do that. The only thing I can see is just giving us a bunch of big deaths. That's the only thing that they can really do. But other than that, for story's sake, I don't think there's too much that they can do. Epic Zombie Killer Q&A. Hey Ash, do you think Ezekiel will be a long-term survivor in the show? If he surpasses his comic death, which I definitely think he will, then yes, I do think he's a long-term survivor. They're definitely remixing his story for sure, I think. Animated Alex, Rick's death will be sad. Rick's supposed death, let's just say that. Let's still have a bit of hope. Let's just have a bit of hope. I know that all hope seems to be lost, but let's have a bit of hope for Rick. And let's hope that he's going to survive. Epic Zombie Killer Q&A. Hey Ash, Martha is the weakest villain in Fear the Walking Dead Season 4 so far. Well, she's the worst villain in The Walking Dead's universe. Both Fear and The Walking Dead, I feel. So yeah, you're partially right about that. I just hate her. I don't know. There's no qualities that makes me like her. Not like her, but like her as a villain. She doesn't have anything for me to like her as a villain even. So she's just, I don't know. I feel like I'm going to get into a rant, but she's like a one-dimensional character that does one thing over and over again and doesn't move away from that. It's like she has one goal, boom, 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 boom. It's predictable, it's boring, to be honest. There's no layers to her story, much like this half of the season. Epic Zombie Killer Animated Alex is confirmed for a Season 5 Fear is. What was that referring to? Oh wait, I skipped a question, sorry. Animated Alex, where is Fear going to go after Season 4? It's going to go to Season 5. Yeah, as Epic Zombie Killer said, there's going to be a Season 5. Confirmed. Animated Alex says, I know. Epic Zombie Killer, yeah, I don't like her either. Yeah, Epic Zombie Killer says, I don't like her either. So we're talking about the villain still. Yeah, I don't know. I just want them to kill her in the finale. I really hope they do that. If they don't kill her and bring him back in Season 5, then yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have a long rant about Fear if they do that. Animated Alex, even her backstory was not that interesting. Not only was it not that interesting, but I don't know if you watched my reaction for that specific episode, but I said, let's not humanize her. She doesn't have, if you're going to humanize a character like that, the first thing you need to do is tell us about who she is in the present time. And then back it up with backstories. Not humanize her if you're just telling a backstory. That doesn't work. Like, for example, with Negan, we haven't got a backstory. But from what we know, it's not like Negan is humanized, but we are interested in the character. We have some sort of connection to the character. He's charismatic, he's interesting. We sort of understand where he's coming from. Not that we agree with it, but we understand where he's coming from. This character, she has screws loose. Let's just say that. We have no connection. There's no charisma. There's no interesting traits. Nothing. Epic Zombie Killer Q&A. Hey. or yeah, killing her is the best option. She's definitely hated by the fans. Yeah, she's more hated by the fans than other hated characters. I can't think of any, but yeah, I hate her the most. It's the first time that I see a character and I immediately don't like her, and I just want them to end her story right away. I just don't find her interesting. And it's nothing against the actor. The actress is doing a phenomenal job. She's playing what they're telling her to play. It's just that what they're telling her to play is boring and not that interesting. Animated Alex, I like the chemistry between Negan and Michonne. I hope we see more of it. Yeah, that goes to the sneak peek that was revealed during Conan. It was a scene between Michonne and Negan in a cell. I have a video on that if you want to check it out on the channel. I have the sneak peek a little bit, clips of it, as well as my discussion. Yeah, definitely agree with that. The chemistry between Negan and Michonne is definitely interesting. When I saw that sneak peek, I immediately was 10 times more excited for Negan's story in season 9. Which just goes to show how great the sneak peek was. I don't know, there's just something about the sneak peek that is very cool, or that scene. It shows not only Negan's desperation, which is something that really wasn't there in the comics, but also it shows his soft side a little bit, which I like. And also it shows how Michonne is trying to be more of a diplomatic type of character in season 9. And, you know, she's trying to be the voice of reason in a way. She's willing to interact and engage with Negan in order to make sure that he eats and make sure that he's not dying, basically. So yeah, definitely agree. Definitely a great scene and great chemistry between Negan and Michonne. Both actors killed it during that scene. Epic Zombie Killer Q&A. Hey Ash, is Fear the Walking Dead Season 4B a disappointing half so far? Absolutely. The episodes have been good, but they haven't been great. You know, not even good. They've been okay. They've been okay, but there is no replay value. We watch it once, we get this story, that's it. Some Walking Dead seasons, or half seasons or whatever, you can go back, watch them again. 5 years, 6 years after, and you still enjoy it. We can't say the same thing about Fear. At least this half of it. This half of this season. Epic Zombie Killer Q&A. I like Fear, but it's kind of like a watered down version of the original. Watered down and more boring and more amateur version, I would say. I know AMC is probably going to hate me for saying this if they're watching, which they might be. I'm just going to put it out there. And I'm saying that because they've been flagging my videos. That's why I'm saying it. But yeah, as much as I hate to say it, but Fear is just overall, as a show, as a spin-off show, nowhere where it needs to be. Alright, I just resized this and everything is messed up. Now it's fixed. Okay, going back to the questions. Animated Alex, I hate seeing the Fear character splitting up. It's getting old and repetitive in terms of story goes, and in The Walking Dead they do that once in a while and it works. It's perfect. In Fear, it's constant and it's just getting old, like you said. Epic Zombie Killer Q&A. Yeah, unlike The Walking Dead, which has a ton of iconic items, Fear doesn't have any. Yeah, there's tons of iconic stuff from The Walking Dead that's outside the comics even. But Fear, they just haven't been able to do anything with Fear. They haven't been able to make it stand out. That's just my honest opinions. There's 3 people watching. One is probably Epic Zombie Killer, of course. One is Animated Alex. I don't know who the other person is. They haven't asked anything. So let me know who you are so I can give you a shout out for watching. Because I appreciate even you watching. Animated Alex, I think Jimbo and Nick would have been good friends. Jimbo and Nick. They could have. Jimbo was interesting. I don't know. He came off as an asshole, but they did enough to redeem him at the end a little bit. Epic Zombie Killer Q&A. Hey Ash, will Season 9 be better than Season 8? Hopefully. Hopefully it will be. Based on what we've seen in promos, teasers, sneak peeks, trailers, and all of that, it seems like it is. They've been showing way too much in the trailers, on the teasers, though. I mean, we can pretty much put one and one together and put this story together at this point. But I'm not hating. They always do that, so I'm not hating. But this season definitely seems better than last season. Again, I don't want to hype myself too much and say it's going to be great and amazing, because if it's not, I'm going to be underwhelmed, or disappointed. So I hope it's great. I hope it's great. I saw recently, like an hour ago or something, an article from Forbes. If that's anything to go by, then yeah, I think we're going to be in for a good season. Alright, my camera just froze again, so you guys can just hear me right now. I'm gonna try to fix that right now so you guys can see me again. You guys can still ask questions. I'm just here fixing the camera. I hope I'm still connected here, because everything is frozen on my end. Let me know in the chat if you guys can actually hear me, because I know you can't see me. Alright, I don't know what's going on with the camera here. We're almost at the end of the stream anyway, but I'll just answer questions and try to fix the camera at the same time. But first, let me know if you guys can still see me, or hear me. If you can't hear me, then there's no point. Let me know if you can hear me, so I'll continue with the questions here. that I'm trying to fix here. All right, you know what? Let's just answer questions. I'll fix the camera after. We're almost at the end of the stream anyway. So let's just answer questions here. Let's see, where were we? Epic Zombie Killer, Q&A. Hey Ash, I think the cast for Magna is perfect. She looks like the comic version. Absolutely, she does. And yeah, I agree with you. They've done great on casting. Like, their casting on The Walking Dead is absolutely great. They always cast the casting. They do an excellent job on that all the time. All right, we are back. I am connected again. Animated Alex. Where we're at? Yeah, if Carl was still alive, Nick's death wouldn't be as bad. Or Rick's death, sorry. I'm seeing things here. Rick's death. It would have lowered the impact. It would have reduced the negative consequences, but I think it would have still been as bad. Maybe not. Maybe it would have toned it down, like I said, a little bit, but it would have still been a bad death. Like, it's going to be a big bad decision. I don't know. I'm just hoping for the best. But it's the main character dying. I mean, what can I say? Epic Zombie Killer, yes, I can hear you. Animated Alex, yeah, loud and clear. Animated Alex, plus Magna's hot. Yes, that's true. The actress that they cast definitely fits that as well. Epic Zombie Killer, Q&A, hey Ash, even with Alpha, that's another perfect casting, especially if they shave her head. Absolutely. Both Alpha and Lydia, because it's pretty mind-blowing, but they actually look alike. Like, the actresses, they look alike. Mother-daughter thing, perfect. I think that's a perfect casting. Excuse me. All right, since we had some, we kind of got interrupted with the camera not working properly, so we'll give it a few more minutes here. So a few more minutes of rapid fire Q&A. Epic Zombie Killer Q&A. See Alpha, Beta, and Lydia, iconic characters that Fear doesn't have. Yes, true, but they're going with the comics, right? So I feel like if you really want to make the comparison, you could say in The Walking Dead, they had a character that's not really in the comics. And it's an iconic character. But Fear doesn't really have a character like that. Daryl, perfect example of that. I don't want to say iconic, but we have a connection to the character. We like the character. That's basically what it is. Epic Zombie Killer, just, yeah, Fear needs something iconic, and I feel that SWAT truck can be that. The SWAT truck is definitely one. John can become that more in the future. He's starting to be there, or he's starting to go that path to get there right now, which is great. Alicia could, but I feel like from last season to this season, they have completely changed Alicia. Not completely, but they've changed Alicia a little bit, and she's more interesting and more relatable now. So another character that could... Alright, I'm seeing some buffering, but since we're at the end of the stream, I'm not gonna cut it and come back because there's no point. But I'll have 2 more minutes of rapid fire Q&A, and then that'll be the end of the stream. Epic Zombie Killer, like, yeah, they shouldn't or should have kept some of the original cast. Killing Madison was a bad decision. Think about it this way. They killed Travis. Bad decision, but life goes on. They killed Nick. Terrible decision, but still, we have Madison. They killed Madison. Crap, you know what I mean? So it's like, what were they thinking, really? What were they thinking? And the fact is that it might not stop. They might continue doing that. So it is what it is. All right, I think my camera froze again, but I'm not going to try to fix it again. I'll see what I can do with it after. I'll see what's going on with it. But for now, that's probably the end of the stream here. And yeah, that's basically it. Thank you to the people that answered or asked questions and participated. Thank you all. Thank you for the support, everyone's given the channel and everything. And also, I have some exciting news for the channel, but I don't want to share that right now. I'll share it later, probably next week, because I'll probably not be able to kickstart it until next week. So I'll start it, or I'll release a video early next week that explains the changes on the channel and everything. But they're all good changes, and it should hopefully get you excited for the future of the channel, because you should see a lot more content in the future, basically. But it's going to be kickstarted more or less next week, or not beginning of next week, sorry, end of next week. So stay tuned for that. But in terms of this Q&A, thank you for everybody who participated. Thank you for everyone that supports the channel. Epic Zombie Killer, bye Ash. I'll see you next stream. See you all next stream. Hopefully y'all have a great day. I'll see you next week.